of Bachelor of Arts Honors, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science Honors, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Physical Education, Bachelor of Recreation, Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Recreation, Cooperative, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Social Work, and Doctor of Pharmacy. Also in this session, an honorary Doctor of Science degree will be conferred upon Arthur Francis King. Dr. Arthur King has been a lifelong champion of the geological adage that the truth resides in the outcrop. Rocks will have all the answers if one simply asks the right questions. This session of Convocation is being presided over by Mr. Earl Ludlow, the Chancellor of Memorial University. The academic procession is led by Marshals Brian Hammond, James Price, and Donna Walsh. The music for this convocation ceremony is provided by De La Paz Latin Quintet. The quintet was conceived in April 2023 by trumpeter Beto de la Paz. This ensemble of skilled musicians unites to infuse the soul of Latin American music into every note. Some of the dignitaries taking part in today's ceremony include Mr. Glenn Barnes, the Chair of the Board of Regents, Dr. Neil Bowes, President and Vice Chancellor pro tempore, Honorable Lucy Stoyles, the MHA for Mount Pearl North, Dr. Jen Lokash, Provost and Vice President Academic pro tempore, Dr. Dolores Mullings, Vice Provost, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion, and Anti-Racism, Dr. Lee Ann McIver, University Registrar, and Dr. Annette Stavely, Orator. The mace, a symbol of the authority vested in the university, is carried by David Pippi. Convocation will be officially open when the mace is placed on the table in front of the Chancellor as presiding officer.
Please be seated. I now declare Convocation open. We acknowledge that the lands on which Memorial University's campuses are situated are in the traditional territories of diverse Indigenous groups. And we acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of this great province. Chair of the Board of Regents, President, members of government, members of the Board of Regents, members of the Senate and faculty, members of the graduating class, distinguished guests. My name is Earl Ludlow, and I have the honor and privilege to be and to serve as Chancellor of Memorial University. I'm a two-time graduate of Memorial, one that has served me well, and what a great institution. I'd also like to welcome a special guest. If you've ever spent time at the Johnson Geocenter, UNESCO World Heritage Site, Mistaken Point, or the Bonavista UNESCO Global Geopark, you have our honorary degree recipient to thank for it, Dr. Arthur King, a geoscientist, mapmaker, and trailblazer. He spent decades studying the ancient history of the Avalon Peninsula, detailing the changing environment in which the first animals evolved. For his body of research on a crucial period of Earth history and his passion for sharing that knowledge with the wider world, Dr. King will receive an honorary Doctor of Science degree this morning. Well, congratulations, class of 23. You've done it. I know it's been a long haul, but it's worth it. Welcome and congratulations. I remember walking across this stage in 1980 when I received my Bachelor of Engineering degree. Well, that's not quite true because I was so nervous I can't remember if I got on the stage where I was going to trip, my hat was going to fall off, or what was going to happen to me. But I know I was here. And you know, picture this if you would. Shoulder length here. I hear someone back here. Okay, and probably bell bottoms. But you know, I'm still just a Joe Bat's arm boy at heart. And that's the key. We, you know, that's a long time ago. A little bit of detail that some people here said, where's he going with this? And I'm going to tell you pretty quick. My wife of 43 years and my best friend, we graduated from here. There's a lot of things happened. You know, there was a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of nervousness. Can you do it? Will you do it? Won't you do it? But you know something? I stuck with it. And so did you. To get here is no small task. Your challenges and successes, you have your own moments. But every one of you is an individual who found your own path to this convocation. But you all made a common, very solid choice. You chose Memorial University. Hats off to you if I have one on. And that's something to celebrate. Just want to tell you a little story. Well, actually, I joined Newfoundland Power in 1976 as a student. Wasn't sure if I was going to go back for the second work term, but anyway, 40-odd years later, I retired from Fortis. And you know, the one thing I'm going to leave with a piece of advice for you, you will have challenges, you will have times that you will say, well, I never studied for this. Kirchhoff's law, Ohm's law, and all those things that I studied in those periods, yeah, they're great, I knew them. Didn't help me a whole lot though, because one of my tasks in the mid-80s was to head the Fortis disaster hurricane relief effort throughout the Caribbean. I'm going to tell you, that started with contract negotiations. It meant taking people, equipment, and getting them from here and into Jamaica for Hurricane Gilbert in 1988. And we had 2 weeks to do it. It's amazing what you can learn and what you can do when you put your hand up. There's a choice. And I challenge each of you to push that boundary as you leave this and you are graduating today. We had to bring 50-odd people, trucks. How do you get a truck from St. John's, Newfoundland, down the eastern seaboard and into Kingston, Jamaica? Because you can't drive them. The boats aren't running. Those are the challenges. And that's the thing that you have learned in your education of what's possible. And you've overcome challenges in the past, and you will meet and overcome them in the future. Here's my advice to you. Be prepared for the unexpected. Put your hand up. If it's not in your job description, go for it anyway. And you will find, you know, that if you treat everyone safely, look after your buddy, as it were, things will generally work in a good direction for you. That's my lesson for this morning. Now it's time to get on to why we're here. Making you graduates of Memorial University. As I said, I'm a proud alumnus, and I'm proud that as Chancellor, I get to make you proud alumni as well. I now invite Dr. Neil Bowes, President and Vice Chancellor, to bring remarks. Dr. Bowes.
Thank you. Hello, bonjour, halu, namaskar, annyeonghaseyo, ciao, konnichiwa, and my favorite, good day, mate. Of course, hello or hi or greetings in a number of languages, and there are always more to learn. Several more in Newfoundland and Labrador, too. Why am I speaking, or why did I speak in French, Bengali, and others? I'm not fluent in languages other than English, but when I've visited a country, often I've tried to study the language over time also. I've been fortunate to travel a lot in my life for both work and pleasure. But one of the most memorable trips was sailing from Fogo, Newfoundland and Labrador to the Azores in 2006 with my 14-year-old daughter and a young friend. It was not my first ocean voyage, but it was my first in about 25 years. I was moving from the province to Tasmania and wanted to bring my boat with me. The first leg of the trip was to the Azores, a group of islands in the North Atlantic, sort of close to Portugal. I learned some valuable lessons I'd like to share with you. Strangely enough, for a person who likes to sail and who is an ocean researcher, I get seasick. This isn't so bad if you're doing some coastal sailing for a day or two and anchoring at night in peaceful and calm coves or going ashore to buy supplies, but it's another thing when you're at sea for 2 weeks and facing 25 knots or even higher gale force winds. Inside the boat, it was continually damp, hot, and humid. There was no fresh food after the first few days. None of this helps with seasickness. And as I said, this was not my first ocean voyage, so I knew I was going to be seasick. So why did I do it? Because it was a dream. I'd wanted to sail the Pacific after reading Kon-Tiki as a child, a true record in which the author sails the Pacific on a balsa tree raft. I wanted to have my boat in my new home in Tasmania, and I love sailing, so I wasn't going to let something small, like seasickness, ruin my dreams, and neither should you. That's my first bit of advice. Overcome anything to follow your dreams. Figure out a way and get on with it. When you reach a goal, it will be that much sweeter. I had thought about sailing solo to the Azores, but I had read tales of near misses, as well as ships arriving in ports with broken masts caught on their bows after running down a boat, and yachts just not arriving at all. Plus, I need a lot of sleep to function well. My crew, from the first leg of the journey, was leaving me after the Azores, so I lined up a couple of replacements to get me to Panama, the second leg of the trip. I had to follow the trade winds. But when we got to the Azores, they had all bailed ship, so to speak, and left crew on another boat. So I put out some feelers. One guy responded was a cyclist. His partner was climbing a mountain, and he was looking for another adventure. Another was a priest who was looking to get from Spain to Central America. A third claim to fame was making great ground beef sandwiches. I'm not sure how he was going to keep the beef fresh in the middle of the Atlantic. I realized it was hopeless when he asked halfway through the email if it was an ocean voyage. None of them had ever been sailing before. And that's the second lesson. Your crew is so important. You can't do it alone, and you need to be able to depend on the team around you. Surround yourself with positive people who support you, who lend a hand. Life's too short for anything else. Without a crew, I was forced to sell my boat in the Azores. I was actually incredibly sad, not really about the boat, that was just a thing, but about my dream. I wasn't going to get sailed to Tasmania, but I wouldn't have missed sailing to the Azores for anything. So though the dream didn't come true, I had an incredible time starting out on it. And here's the thing, and lesson number 3, sometimes dreams come true, just not the way you thought they would. In 2008, I bought another boat in New Zealand and eventually sailed to Tasmania. I sailed the Pacific, or at least the notorious Tasman Sea. The young man, inspired by the book Kon-Tiki, was still inside me, and I was thrilled. You may plan one thing, but fate has something else in store, and that's okay. Life's paths have many twists and turns, and you never know with certainty where you will end up along the way. I had wanted to go to sea as a navigating officer, but instead of becoming a merchant navy seafarer, my eyesight was not good enough, I became a naval architect and recreationally learned how to sail my own boat and became a university president. And that's the beauty of your education here at Memorial University. It has given you the skills, expertise, and education to help you make a better world. It doesn't open just one door. It has the potential to open so many more, and you might just find your future behind an unexpected door. Our university is a tremendously important institution for this province and far beyond. We are a globally recognized university of the North. From educating graduates like all of you, who today become our valued alumni and go on to contribute your skills and knowledge in communities near and far, to the researchers, scientists, problem seekers and problem solvers who make our world a better place. I'm extremely proud of our university and the value it brings to all aspects of our lives. There's another thing I've learned throughout my travels and which I'm extremely passionate about. It's a beautiful world out there, and the more we understand each other as people, the better we are. This is why I'm so pleased our university welcomes an increasingly diverse student body from within Canada and nearly 4,900 international students from 127 countries. You are brave, adventurous students pursuing your dreams. You share your cultures, beliefs, and traditions, and we're all the richer for it. So I encourage you as graduates to get out and see even more of the world, and to use your memorial education to make the world even better. We have more than 100,000 alumni worldwide who are doing just that. Congratulations to all of you. As it's said in the video, you are the future. Now it's your turn to make history. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bowes. There's one other one I would add there, by the way, in the welcome is, how's she going? We'll get that one too. So we will now proceed with the conferring of degrees. And in the spirit of this celebratory occasion, we have a goal. I want every single student to feel special, because they are. And they're not students anymore, graduates. And in there, I strongly encourage applause after each student. I did it again, graduate. Strongly encourage a hoot and a holler. I've heard, that's my mom. I've heard, you know, that's my dad. That's my fiance. And I had to ask whether or not the person knew it. I didn't know, but, you know. So please, let's make some noise and make these people feel really special. So I will be standing here to admit you to your degree and to congratulate you, but my commitment to protect those around me means that I will not be shaking hands today out of caution, and I'd be happy to wink and a nod, I'll do a fist bump, but I won't shake hands. I would prefer not to, I would say it that way. Please, and I thank you for your understanding.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the undergraduate degrees approved for this session of Convocation. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I will now admit the candidates to the degrees and confer upon them all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges which belong thereto. I call upon them, on the hearing of their names, to present themselves before me with the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Honors. Jacob Alexander Leibold.
Jacob Alexander Leibold is from Lunenburg, Nova Scotia.
Jacob Christopher Alexander Parsons.
Jacob Christopher Alexander Parsons is from Renfrew, Ontario.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Sarah Charlotte Agnes Brown Kelly.
I want to say I'm really happy, and I want to say thank you to my mom for being my personal dictionary for 4 years.
Sarah Charlotte Agnes Brown Kelly is from St. John's.
Hannah Rebecca Cake.
Hannah Rebecca Cake is from St. John's.
Allison Ada Cleary.
Allison Ada Cleary is from Carbonear.
Kyle Thomas Dillon.
Kyle Thomas Dillon is from St. John's.
Amy Marvette Iweda.
Amy Mervet Iweda is from Paradise.
Nicholas Fowler.
Nicholas Fowler is from St. John's.
Mboni Mziwanda Hamisi.
Mboni Mzwanda Hamisi is from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Omar Hamze.
Omar Hamze is from Tripoli, Lebanon.
Kristen Laura Keating.
Kristen Laura Keating is from St. John's.
Rhiannon Olive Kelly.
Rhiannon Olive Kelly is from Victoria.
Sarah Lynn McDonald.
Sarah Lynn McDonald is from St. John's.
Melissa Ellen Metcalf.
Melissa Ellen Metcalf is from Conception Bay South.
Emily Pauline Elizabeth Murphy.
Emily Pauline Elizabeth Murphy is from St. John's.
Bryn Ella Newman.
Bryn Ella Newman is from Boyd's Cove.
Isabel Victoria Ojeda.
Isabel Victoria Ojeda is from St. John's.
Emily Oxford.
Emily Oxford is from Bay Bulls.
Saad Prayas.
Saad Prayos is from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Taya Dianavi Payandi.
Taya Dienavi Payandi is from St. John's.
Emma Kylie Reed.
Emma Kylie Reed is from St. John's.
Saskia Lynn Schultz Norvell.
Saskia Lynn Schultz Norvell is from St. John's.
Shad Tarhoni.
Shad Tarhoni is from St. John's.
Megan Janet Michelle Tucker.
Megan Janet Michelle Tucker is from Bunyan's Cove.
Mark Brian Walburn.
Mark Brian Walburn is from St. John's.
Tanya Marie Whittle.
Tanya Marie Whittle is from Point Bird.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Honors. Faith Mary Leona Freak.
Faith Mary Leona Freak is from Googles.
Melissa Abina Amenfua Morgan.
Melissa Abena Amenfua Morgan is from Tema, Ghana.
Destiny Dana O'Quinn.
Destiny Dana O'Quinn is from Stephenville.
Zakwan Ashfaq Zian.
Zakwan Ashfaq Zian is from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Rabbani Alam.
Rabbani Alam is from St. John's.
Chandler Darrell Norman Anstey.
Chandler Darrell Norman Anstey is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Jency Arnachelam.
Jency Arnachelam is from Port Louis, Mauritius.
Divine Ndaya Badibanga.
Devin Ndaya Badibanga is from Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo.
Nehar Uzal Biswas Bashu. Isaac John Batten.
Isaac John Batten is from St. John's.
Emma Margaret Cadena.
Emma Margaret Cadena is from Placentia.
David Ernesto Chicas Dueñas.
David Ernesto Chicas Duenas is from San Salvador, El Salvador.
Nicholas Sean Cody.
Nicholas Sean Cody is from St. John's.
Cole Matthew Drake.
Cole Matthew Drake is from Three Rock Cove.
Brandon William Evans.
Brandon William Evans is from St. Jake's.
Jiniska Felix.
Janishka Felix is from Plainbois, Mauritius.
Jacob Calvin Biko Flugel.
Jacob Calvin Biko Flugel is from Sarnia, Ontario.
Amanda Lillian Hannon.
Amanda Lillian Hannon is from St. John's.
Brandon Viram Hardat.
Brandon Viram Hardat is from St. John's.
Ryan Nicholas Hatcher.
Ryan Nicholas Hatcher is from St. John's.
Mariam Ramat Mim.
Mariam Rahmat Mim is from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Willa May Elizabeth Nielsen.
Willa May Elizabeth Nielsen is from Northwest River.
Emily Elizabeth Newman.
Emily Elizabeth Newman is from St. John's.
Kyle Richard Peddle.
Kyle Richard Peddle is from Bishop's Falls.
Luke James Penny.
Luke James Penny is from Channel, Port aux Basques.
Hamza Abdullah Punjabi.
Hamza Abdullah Punjabi is from Doha, Qatar.
Sajanan Gurgovind Rai.
Sanjavad Gurgarind Rai is from Vadodara, India.
Aaron Roy Rees.
Aaron Roy Rees is from Conception Bay South.
Bhavya Segal.
Bhavya Segal is from Kolkata, India.
Apurv Singh.
Apurv Singh is from Delhi, India.
Benjamin David Smith Evans.
Benjamin David Smith Evans is from St. John's.
Maliha Tanjim Yuki.
Maliha Tanjim Yuki is from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
For the degree of Bachelor of Physical Education, Redmond Hunt.
Redmond Hunt is from Torbay.
For the degree of Bachelor of Recreation, Zachary Frederick Robert Goss.
Zachary Frederick Robert Goss is from St. John's.
For the degree of Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Recreation Cooperative, candidate in absentia. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, candidate in absentia. For the degree of Bachelor of Social Work. Olivia Susan McFarlane.
Olivia Susan McFarlane is from St. John's.
For the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy, Tracy Campbell.
Tracy Campbell is from Toronto, Ontario.
Natasha Geraldine Farrell.
Natasha Geraldine Farrell is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Brandy Doris Joanne Marshall.
Brandy Doris Joanne Marshall is from South River.
Debbie Vargas Mavli. William Chandler Pafford.
William Chandler Pafford is from Black Duck Cove.
Marion Schloss.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the graduate degrees approved for this session of Convocation. I have certified to the Senate that they have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I will now admit the candidates to the degrees and confer upon them all the rights and responsibilities and privileges. Rights, responsibilities, and privileges belong thereto. I call upon them on the hearing of their name to present themselves before me with the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Master of Arts, Opeyemi Kalade Bamboye.
Opeyemi Kolade Bamgoye is from St. John's.
Temitope Emmanuel Abagdeola.
Tematome Emmanuel Agbagdaola is from Akure, Nigeria.
Olivia Elizabeth Rose Bradbury.
Olivia Elizabeth Rose Bradbury is from Upper Island Cove.
Mahmuda Ismin Ira.
Mahmuda Ismain Ira is from Jashore, Bangladesh.
Karen Jane Follett.
Karen Jane Follett is from St. John's.
Caitlin Ann Fortune.
Caitlin Ann Fortune is from Uxbridge, Ontario.
Emma Nicole Hudson.
Emma Nicole Hudson is from Flat Rock.
Christina Mancino.
Christina Mancino is
Patrick
from King City,
Murray
Ontario.
Pearson.
Patrick Murray Pearson is from Ottawa, Ontario.
Amy Louise Pugsley.
Amy Louise Pugsley is from Hartley, United Kingdom.
Anna Christine Riebschlager.
Anna Christine Riepschlager is from Ottawa, Ontario.
Ajoke Ganyat Soyombo.
Ajoke Ganyat Sayombo is from Abokuto
Laura
State,
Elizabeth
Nigeria.
Squires Walsh.
Laura Elizabeth Squires is from St.
For the
John's.
degree of Master of Applied Literary Arts, Hannah Deshawn Jenkins.
Hannah Deshawn Jenkins is from Corner Brook.
For the degree of Master of Fine Arts, candidate in absentia. For the degree of Master of Science, Samuel Alawaswin Adesina.
Samuel Olawasun Adesina is from Ivory, Nigeria.
Mohammed Afghani.
Mohammed Afghani is from Tehran, Iran.
Anas Salman Salem Al-Hassanat.
Anas Salman Salem Al-Hassanat is from St. John's.
Muhammad Imran Ali.
Mohammed Imran Ali is from St. John's.
Nova Almine.
Nova Almini is from Siligo, Philippines.
Rashnak Ameri.
Rashnak Amiri is from St. John's.
Madison Melina Baldwin.
Madison Melina Baldwin is from Carbonear.
Sarah Marie Kaur Chima.
Sarah Marie Kaur Chima is from St. John's.
Laura Elise Couturier.
Laura Elise Couturier is from Torbay.
Venkata Siddhartha Dinyanraju.
Venkata Siddhartha Dinyanraju is from Hyderabad, India.
Valeska de Groot.
Valeska de Groot is from St. Catharines, Ontario.
Rochelle Marie Dove.
Rochelle Marie Dove is from Mount Pearl.
Oriolua Michael Falomo.
Oriolua Michael Falomo is from St. John's.
Bowen Gao.
Owen Gao is from Shenyang, China.
Luisa Gonzalez Robacio.
Luisa Gonzalez Robacio is from St. John's.
Fatma Gumus.
Fatma Gumus is from St. John's.
Khalid Ibn Hassan.
Khalid Ibn Hassan is from Jessore, Bangladesh.
Caitlin Nicole Joyce.
Caitlin Nicole Joyce is from Petty Harbor.
Rezvan Karaji.
Rizvan Karaji is from St. John's.
Melissa Francis Keats.
Melissa Francis Keats is from Cape Town, South Africa.
Mohammed Hamza Khan.
Mohammed Hamza Khan is from Delhi, India.
Hannah Antonina Kosick.
Hannah Antonina Kosick is from Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia.
Rachel Miriam Lee.
Rachel Miriam Lee is from Paradise.
Noelle Jiarong Lin. Miracle Mary Chisholm Okafor.
Miracle Mary Chisholm Okafor is from St. John's.
Demilola Dada Olaifa.
Demilola Dada Olaifa is from St. John's.
Laura Francis Picarillo.
Laura Francis Picarillo is from Rotterdam, New York.
Elise Lauren Proctor.
Elise Lauren Proctor is from London, Ontario.
Rebecca Mary Elizabeth Rideout.
Rebecca Mary Elizabeth Rideout is from Conception Bay South.
Santiago Alberto Serna Ortiz.
Santiago Alberto Serna Ortiz is from St. John's.
Roya Shamsi.
Roya Shamsi
Brandon
is-
Gerard Tilley.
Brandon Gerard Tilley is from Conception Bay South.
Isaac Osegwe Oloko.
Isaac Osegwe Oloko
Chirati Kamudi pardon me. I'm going to try again. Chirati Kamudi Wijekulati Lake.
Iraqi Kamudi Wujaka Lake is from Gale, Sri Lanka.
Zheng Zhang.
Jing Zhang is from Chengdu, China.
For the degree of Master of Gender Studies. Khatija Latif.
Kajia Latif is from Islamabad, Pakistan.
For the degree of Master of Physical Education, candidate in absentia. For the degree of Master of Human Kinetics and Recreation, Christopher Richard McEachran.
Christopher Richard McEachran is from Conception Bay South.
Abigail Eva Stewart.
Abigail Eva Stewart is from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
For the degree of Master of Science in Kinesiology, Reza Goudini.
Reza Goudini is from St. John's.
Erica Lynn Knoll.
Erica Lynn Knoll is from Grand Falls, Windsor.
Ali Zahiri.
Ali Zahiri is from St. John's.
For the degree of Master of Social Work, Kelly Lynn Fitzpatrick.
Kelly Lynn Fitzpatrick is from Paradise.
Andrea Kathleen Furlong.
Andrea Kathleen Furlong is from St. John's.
Nicole Elizabeth Knight.
Nicole Elizabeth Knight is from Paradise.
Alyssa Marie Marr.
Alyssa Marie Marr is from St. John's.
Peggy Marie O'Reilly.
Peggy Marie O'Reilly is from Paradise.
Kayla Louise Oliver.
Kayla Louise Oliver is from Goulds.
Genevieve Peckford.
Genevieve Peckford is from Brooklyn.
Renee Marlene Williams.
Renee Marlene Williams is from Holyrood.
For the degree of Master of Applied Statistics, Jess Jingxi Wang.
Jess Jingxi Wang is from Fuzhou, China.
Margaret Ann Ryan.
Margaret Ann Ryan is from Ottawa, Ontario.
For the degree of Master of Data Science, Charmin Actor.
Charmin Actor is from St. John's.
Anvita Sinde.
Anvita Sinde is from St. John's.
For the degree of Master of Environmental Science, Brian Chiendu Egbujie. Praveen Werasekera.
Praveen Werasekera is from Kandy, Sri Lanka.
For the degree of Master of Applied Psychological Science, Cooperative, Jillian Grace Foley.
Jillian Grace Foley is from St. John's.
Alexandra Hannum.
Alexandra Hannum is from Marystown.
Emily Jane Howe.
Emily Jane Howe is from Conception Bay South.
Natalie Rachel Keeler Villa.
Natalie Rachel Keeler Villa is from Port Perry, Ontario.
Nicholas Brandon Lillington.
Nicholas Brandon Lillington is from Glace Bay, Nova Scotia.
Kimberly Ann Noseworthy.
Kimberly Ann Noseworthy is from St. John's.
Brittany Annie Wall.
Brittany Annie Wall is from St. John's.
For the degree of Master of Science in Nursing, Michelle Ruth Crew.
Michelle Ruth Crew is from St. John's.
For the degree of Master of Science in Pharmacy, Catherine Renee Balsam.
Catherine Renee Balsam is from Mount Pearl.
For the degree of Master of Science in Medicine, Michael Opayemi Babalola.
Michael Opayemi Babalola is from Lagos, Nigeria.
Margaret James Deering.
Margaret James Deering is from Pasadena.
Emily Jane Devereaux.
Emily Jane Devereaux is from Logie Bay.
Tiffany Furneaux.
Tiffany Furneaux is from Fairyland.
Delana Jocelyn Brianna Gormley.
Delana Jocelyn Brianna Gormley is from Heartland, New Brunswick.
Nafiza Anjum Hawk.
Nafiza Anjum Haq is from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Rashmi Hazarika.
Rashmi Hazarika is from Guwahati, India.
Kashish Joffrey.
Kashish Joffrey is from Nasirabad, India.
My mom and dad and special thanks aside, I love you.
Megan Kiley.
Megan Kiley is from Stratford, PEI.
For the degree of Master of Public Health, Oluwatosin Victoria Adegboye.
Oluwatosin Victoria Agboye is from Ilorin, Nigeria.
Wayne Joseph Bishop.
Wayne Joseph Bishop is from St. John's.
Gordon Michael Clark.
Gordon Michael Clark is from St. John's.
Jaleesa Carol Ann Clark.
Jaleesa Carol Ann Clark is from Spaniards Bay.
Vanessa Jane Coos.
Vanessa Jane Coos is from Creston.
Rebecca Sarah Ann Druken.
Rebecca Sarah Ann Druken is from St. John's.
Tessa Eleanor Firth.
Tessa Eleanor Firth is from Canning, Nova Scotia.
Allison Teresa Haynes.
Allison Teresa Haynes is from St. John's.
Ashley Krista Joyce.
Ashley Krista Joyce is from Mount Pearl.
Jacob Patrick Kennedy.
Jacob Patrick Kennedy is from Mount Pearl.
Leah Grace Kirk.
Leah Grace Kirk is from Nepean, Ontario.
Ephraim Elamaheyu Kirib.
Ephraim Alamaheyu Kurub is from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Christina Dawn Ledrew.
Christina Dawn Ledrew is from Conception Bay South.
Riley Corbett Moores.
Riley Corbett Moores is from St. John's.
Emma Lynn Moss.
Emma Lynn Moss is from Deer Lake.
Kelsey Madison Stanford.
Kelsey Madison Stanford is from St. John's.
For the degree of Master of Health Ethics, Andrew Tamale.
Andrew Tamale is from St. John's.
For the degree of Master of Occupational Health and Safety, Jared Paul Hicks.
Jared Paul Hicks is from St. Anthony.
Lucas Edward Wiseman.
Lucas Edward Wiseman is from Mount Moriah.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the doctoral degrees, the highest degrees conferred by this university. I have certified to the Senate that these degrees, I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to these degrees and confer upon them all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. I call upon them on the hearing of their name to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Mohammad Javad Abdelini Laksar.
Mohammad Javad Abdelini Aksar is from St. John's, Mechanical Engineering.
Razan Abdulabde.
Razan Abdulabde is from St. John's, Mathematics.
Thalia Stephanie Anderin.
Thalia Stephanie Anderin is from Naperville, Illinois, Social Work.
Mohammed Hizbul Bahar Arif.
Mohammed Hizbul Bahar Arif is from St. John's, Process Engineering.
Abid Hussein Bhatt.
Abid Hussein Bhatt is from St. John's, Chemistry.
Setu Chakraborty.
Setu Chakraborty is from Cornwall, Prince Edward Island.
Matthew Charles Drew.
Matthew Charles Drew is from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia.
Marva Jerome Ferguson.
Marva Jerome Ferguson is from Calgary, Alberta, Social Work.
Tiffany April Fillier.
Tiffany April Fillier is from Corner Brook, Environmental Science.
Mihiran Padmika Daledaraje Dong.
Mihiran Pathmika Galadaraje Don is from Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Dylan Francis Hanlon.
Dylan Francis Hanlon is from O'Donnell's, Condensed Matter Physics.
Hossein John Buzzy.
Hossein Janbazi is from St. John's, Civil Engineering.
Michael Thomas King.
Michael Thomas King is from Paradise.
Anar Nullahan.
Anar Nolahan is from Urumqi, China.
Francis Emmanuel Obeng.
Francis Emmanuel Obeng is from Accra, Ghana.
Tanya Siobhan Priste.
Tanya Siobhan Priste is from Ottawa, Ontario, Fishery Science.
Shreyasi Sarkar.
Shreyasi Sarkar is from St. John's, Biochemistry.
Rabindra Subedi.
Rabindra Subedi is from Kushma, Nepal.
For the degree of Doctor of Psychology, Emily Rebecca Saunders.
Emily Rebecca Saunders is from Toronto, Ontario, Clinical Psychology.
Jody Amanda Stuckless.
Jody Amanda Stuckless is from St. John's.
Rachel Tarrant.
Rachel Tarrant is from St. John's.
Chancellor, for those who have been approved by the Senate for the degrees awarded here but are absent from this convocation, I ask that they be admitted to their degree in absentia.
So granted. Honored guests, family, friends, and community members, let's raise the roof in congratulating these newest alumni, the graduates of 2023. hands are getting tired. So we're going to move along, and now the next piece will be a musical performance. And music and art allow people and cultures to express emotions, tell stories, and share culture and experience. Today's artistic presentations have been curated to showcase some of the breadth of culture, ideas, art, and song of the students at Memorial University. Julia Craig and Michaela Blake, who are listed in your programs, are unfortunately unable to be with us today, but we still have with us the De La Paz Latin Quintet. This group was conceived in April 2023 by trumpeter Beto de la Paz. This ensemble of skilled musicians unites to infuse the soul of Latin American music into every note. Embark on a musical voyage with Mario, Liam, Julian, Estefania, and Beto as they transport you to the heart of Latin culture, all through the power of their melodies. They will perform La Bamba by Richie Valens. Is that right? I'm always nervous when I'm trying to sing, and that could be really dangerous. That was awesome. Wouldn't that get the blood pumping? Another round of applause, please. So thank you for this, the performance, and we will now proceed to the conferring of the degree honoris causa.
For the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Arthur Francis King.
Mr. Chancellor, we live in the age of music and storytelling. We have at our technological fingertips access to the written records connecting us to the music, to the stories of the world and of our ancestors. We can even buy DNA testing kits to discover the infinite diversity of our origins on planet Earth. But what do we know about what planet Earth was like before the age of music and of written records and testing kits? In the 21st century, we accept that in the beginning was not the Word, but the mysterious, unspeaking life forms that we call fossils. And until the work of Memorial University scientists in the fields of stratigraphy, sedimentology, and geology, the stories of the genesis in the prehistory of Newfoundland and Labrador had no voice, no discernible meaning. Today, at this convocation, Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador is proud to honor one of its most eminent geologists, Dr. Arthur Francis King. Affectionately known by his colleagues and students as Art, his extensive fieldwork has brought into public awareness the significance of knowing and understanding our prehistory on this planet. His lifelong research, conducted over a mere 3 decades, a blink of an eye in geological time, has revealed that Newfoundland and Labrador is the site of one of the world's oldest, by 565 million years, the oldest fossils of complex, large life forms that roamed this province before the dinosaurs. His interpretative mapping of the fossils embedded in the tilted and cleaved rocks at Mistaken Point has given voice to the stories of evolutionary life on Earth, stories that are grounded in fact and evidence, not in superstition, mythology, or fantasy. His research has rewritten the origin story of the genesis of this place. His work laid the foundation for the UNESCO designation of Mistaken Point as a global heritage site. So, Chancellor, who is this unique man really? A man who has given his whole life to geological research at Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. Who is this man who hides a wry and singular wit beneath his gentlemanly and scholarly demeanor, and who has forsaken his familiar tweed jacket for the resplendent robes he is wearing today? So what is the story of his origins? Or in more direct language, who knit you, Art? His genesis as a scholar began at Bishop Field School in St. John's, continued at Memorial, where he graduated with 2 degrees, a BSc and an MSc, and having won the most prestigious Rothermere Fellowship, he studied at the University of Reading in England, where he completed his doctoral degree in 1967. Returning to his beloved province and to his beloved alma mater, his stellar contribution to this academic community and beyond, both before and after his retirement, won him admiration and respect throughout his career. Art probably was inspired by the father of geological studies, one William Smith, who was nicknamed Strata Smith because he spent all his time in the field. But William Smith also made maps that changed the way we understand the world and our place in it. Like Arthur King, Art is renowned, as we know, for the scientific accuracy and the cartographic beauty of his interpretations of the Avalon and Bonavista geology, which have widespread influence on researchers throughout the Appalachians. He has recorded the geology of the Mackovic Peninsula in Labrador, published the renowned map that chronicled the geology of the Avalon Peninsula, mapped the Precambrian glaciation and global correlations implicit in the Margascius Formation and the Mar-Equigardian fossils, and his geological mapping of the northeastern Bonavista Peninsula resulted in the first discovery of fossils there, fossils which, combined with the stratigraphic studies, demonstrated for the first time that rock units in the Bonavista Port Union Trinity area are correlatives of the fossils found in St. John's, Trepassey, and Signal Hill on the Avalon Peninsula. A lasting testament to the genius of Art's vision, interpretative skills, and the distinctive and creative addition to all those other rocks on Signal Hill. In other words, the enduring structure of the Johnson Geocenter that has the written records in its texts and in its images, the narrative of the wondrous nature of our changing world. And it was Art's expertise and guidance that inspired local wealthy patrons to build this spectacular scientific center and tourist mecca on Signal Hill. They freely acknowledged art's major contribution to the understanding of the architecture of our land in this wondrous biosphere. Chancellor Dr. King has won a plenitude of awards. His renowned map of the St. John's area was the only one from Atlantic Canada exhibited at the International Cartographic Association and the International Geographical Union conferences in England, in Germany, in Washington, D.C. He received the Distinguished Service Medal, named after yet another eminent geologist and administrator at Memorial, Dr. E.R. Ward Neal. Art was made an honorary member of the Association of Professional Engineers, named a Fellow of the Society of Professional Geoscientists, and became a Fellow of the Canadian Association of Geologists. But more than all these awards, Art will appreciate the most recent and tangible outpouring of tributes on social media from colleagues in his beloved profession and from the countless students whose careers over decades, through his multi-layered career of professional encouragement and mentorship, that they have achieved the greatness that he saw in them, as well as the greatness he sees in this place. Chancellor, Strata Smith was honoured by his patrons in the 18th century scientific world by having his name attached to a crater on Mars. So with respect, Chancellor, I do suggest that Dr. Arthur Francis King would actually rather have this ceremony than a crater. So I ask you to confer on him Memorial's highest honour, the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa, in recognition of this master interpreter and narrator of the wonder and the truth of our evolving universe. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Art. By the virtue of the authority entrusted in me, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There you go, look. There, look. You're not getting away.
An expert on the period of Earth history between the last global glaciation and the explosion of life on Earth about 530 million years ago, Dr. King's careful stratigraphic and sedimentological observations in Newfoundland's Avalon and Bonavista peninsulas detail the changing geological environment in which the Earth's first animal life evolved. One element of his larger body of work was Dr. King's and his Memorial University colleague, Dr. Harold Williams' mapping of the Trepassey area in the 1970s. This field-based research was a key pillar, underlying Mistaken Point's successful UNESCO designation as a World Heritage Site. Dr. King's renowned geological map of the Avalon Peninsula, published in 1988 by the Newfoundland Department of Mines, and his supporting maps and reports on the geology of the Northeast and Southern Avalon are recognized globally as the seminal works on the stratigraphic history of this period. Locally, they were the spark for the Johnson Geocenter, of which Dr. King was a founding supporter and builder.
So I now invite Dr. Arthur Francis King, or Art, to address Convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it is a very great pleasure and honor to be here today to gratefully receive an honorary Doctor of Science degree from Memorial University. I'm proud to have previously received my Bachelor of Science degree here in '61 and my Master's degree in '63, and been a faculty member here for 35 years. I commenced in '67, retired in 2002, and now I'm a faculty fossil. Anyway, to you, the graduating class, it's so great to see so many happy faces, so many smiles, so much enthusiasm. A very special welcome to you. I'm sure this is an immense intellectual development in your lives. I can't imagine just what it means to you. I'm sure that each and every one of you are filled with a sense of personal accomplishment and excitement. You survived all the anxieties and unbelievable academic challenges, especially during the COVID pandemic. I can't imagine how you coped with that period. I can't imagine how your faculty actually coped during that period. It's really unbelievable, but you got through. That's the important thing. So to you, as new graduates, you are now part of a vast Memorial University alumni family. So welcome to the alumni. Also to your family members, friends, so many, I'm sure, really delighted with your achievements. I think it's incredible what you've come through. I, for one, certainly appreciate over the years the support of my family, my friends, and certainly my earth science colleagues in the geology earth science department. I've also had many colleagues in the Geological Survey of Newfoundland, and I'm really proud of my association with them. It's been a wonderful period of time. I'm now 86, but I'm still keeping at it. But it's great to have so much support. What I want to talk about today, to begin with, is Memorial is approaching our 100th year anniversary. Only another 2 years. Hard to believe. But it's appropriate, I think, to celebrate, and I'm going to celebrate it, how it has grown and changed over the years. Memorial University College first opened in September 1925. It had an initial enrollment of 57 students, and it rose to over 400 in the 1940s. Today, in this university, this is incredible, there are almost 19,000 students, 8 faculties, 6 schools, and over 30 research centers across the province, all associated with this university. There are also the Grenfell campus in Corner Brook. I was involved, by the way, in setting up the Earth Science program there many years ago. There's the Fisheries and Marine Institute in St. John's, Harlow campus in England, which I visited years ago, the Labrador campus, and more recently, the Signal Hill campus. So tremendous growth. But the other important thing about Memorial's faculty and graduates have made an outstanding contribution to Newfoundland, to Canada, and to the world. I think it's incredible what the faculty and students, have achieved here. Sometimes a lot is not known about it, but I'm sure what I've seen is really incredible. So my hats off certainly to the faculty and to the graduates. So today I want to share with you why I think this centenary has special meaning. It certainly has special meaning for me. Many of my family and friends graduated from Memorial. As I mentioned, I spent 35 years as a faculty member here between 67 and 2002, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed working with students, and I'm so pleased to see a lot of the students that I've known at that time gone ahead and made great achievements. It's been really wonderful. But I have a second objective, and that's, as the orator kindly remarked, I want to briefly comment on geoscientific research in this province. Not so much with my achievements, but in terms of what the implications are with the work that was done. It's been my experience that new research discoveries present new opportunities. So that's something to keep in mind for those of you that are going on in research. New research discoveries present new opportunities. As new knowledge is acquired, you have to continue to adapt and to build upon it. The important thing here is you're not finished with learning. Learning will continue in whatever career you choose. Memorial University College has a special meaning to me for a couple of reasons, at least. Because of family involvement in the 1930s and 1940s. The college, Memorial University College, was founded in memory of those Newfoundlanders who died in the First World War. The college offered arts and science courses, teacher training, pre-medical, pre-dental, and pre-engineering programs. My mother and mother-in-law started off their careers many years ago as teachers, and they did teacher training courses. In those days, what was called the all-normal school. That school became incorporated by the college, and so the college, in fact, offered teacher training courses. But my mother-in-law always used to talk about one person in that college, and that was the first president of the university, first president of the college, and his name was John Lewis Peyton. And she was really impressed by the care, the direction that she received from him. His teaching was top-notch, but really what touched her was his concern for students. Now, I'm going to tell you a personal story here. She always used to talk so much about him, and eventually she became a teacher, she got married, she raised a family, and she decided to call her first son Peyton. So I found that somewhat unbelievable. I'm not going to say the surname, but it just simply say that Peyton was used. But the other incredible thing, and I checked with the family on this, when Dr. Peyton retired, went back to England, they were in correspondence, and when Dr. Peyton found out about the son and being named Peyton, he sent a £1 note to her. I checked with the family, and believe it or not, that £1 note is still in an old family Bible. So that's the kind of person that John Lewis Peyton was. And when you start to look at other presidents all the way down the line, right up to the present president, we've been really fortunate in terms of the quality of presidents that we've had here and their contribution. Now, in 1949, time of Confederation, Memorial University College became the degree-granting Memorial University of Newfoundland. It was rededicated to also honor our war dead of the Second World War. And what I find really astonishing when I looked into the records, over 300 of our students, or Memorial students, went on and got involved, in fact, in the Second World War, which I think is absolutely incredible. But one of them was my first cousin, Lionel Edgar Lake. Lionel was a pilot officer with the RCF. He was coming home on leave, and he decided to come back. He lived in West Newfoundland, in a large farm near the Conroy Valley, and he came back on the Caribou. And this ship, the Caribou, as you probably all know, was sunk October 14th, 1942, by a German submarine. But I always remember that. It always stuck in my mind. I was only 5 years old at the time, but it really, I was old enough then to know what had happened. But here's a young man, okay, that left Memorial College or University to go on and to do what he could, like all the other people that tried to help out. I should tell you that Lionel, as I said, lived on a farm, the West Coast, and he was the one that taught me horseback riding. I was only 5, but I managed to stay on the horse at least. So that's something to keep in mind, the early history there. Now, with respect to the geology program at Memorial, that began fairly late on in the university in 1952. It began on the old Parade Street campus under the headship of Dr. David McCurdy Beard. There's only Dr. Beard and one faculty member in that very small department, very small room at the time. But he developed very strong links, research links in particular, with the Geological Survey of Newfoundland. And those have endured since. For many years, Memorial students worked with the Geological Survey. I did myself as well. So I commenced my geological studies on this campus under him, and I graduated with a BSc in '61 and an MSc in 1963. As the order mentioned, my master's thesis was in geology of Cape Maccovic Peninsula, which is in Lake, Labrador, very remote area. In fact, there are no people living there, except there are a lot of polar bears and wolves and so on. But that was the only thing. But anyway, this area had a veritable museum of rock types, and that's how I got into mapping up there. Now, you may wonder what it was like to be a student on the old Parade Street campus. It was a small campus, well under 2,000 students, but students were from all around Newfoundland and Labrador. And the funny thing, you knew mostly everybody. No matter what faculty you were in, you always talked and chatted with somebody else there. Quite recently, the president had a reunion for those people that graduated 50 or 60 years ago, and I met a number of people, okay, that attended way back. Now, the other thing about it, we try to follow, or the campus tried to follow an Oxford-type model at that time, so we were all required to wear black Oxford-type gowns. You had to wear those in classes, but not in labs. Now, the funny thing about the gowns is that in terms of the faculty, some of the faculty gowns, there were some certain faculty which I won't name, were very prim and proper, and their gowns were always meticulous. But a lot of other faculty, okay, they prided, in fact, in having their gowns covered with white chalk dust. And I'll name one professor, Professor Siri, is a great professor of English. Some of you, I'm sure, have heard of him. We're always delighted to have his covered with chalk. So the faculty, the other thing about the faculty in those days, by the way, they're fantastic faculty, and they had a basketball team. At that time, the university had a basketball team. It was called the Faculty Fossils, which I thought was very appropriate. Doug Eaton, by the way, I'm sure you might have heard that name before. He was one of them. Dave Meir, who I mentioned, was also an outstanding player. So as the lab spaces were very small, but oddly enough, they're fairly well equipped. Now, unlike today, there are no computers, no cell phones, but we did have great typewriters. The typewriters were colossal. So that's how we did our lectures. The university library, though, on the other hand, was tremendous. It wasn't big, but it was tremendous. Had an excellent collection of reference books and scientific journals. And the librarians, by the way, in those days were absolutely fabulous. They seemed to know everything. So it was a great place to be. Now, with respect to buildings on Elizabeth Avenue, Memorial University proudly opened its new buildings, Elizabeth Avenue, October the 9th, 1961. And I was at university at the time, doing a degree, and at that time, there were over 15,000 school and university students took part in a parade at that opening. We paraded along Elizabeth Avenue in front of all these marvelous new buildings, and it was really quite something. And it was a beautiful sunny day, but looking up at these buildings, great buildings, was something else. But in that party at the time, they had a viewing stand. I should say the parade, by the way, was led by a Jamaican band. And we all danced. We didn't parade, we danced along in the ceremony. So I said there were over 15,000 students, and I was one of them to take part. But there are a lot of dignitaries as well. There were, I think, something like 45 presidents from universities right across Canada and elsewhere. The Prime Minister, John Diefenbaker, was there. This was in his younger years. Premier Smallwood was the premier at the time. He was present. And the other one was Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt. And she was the widow of the late President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. But I can remember her quite clearly. They had convertibles there. She was standing up and waving to everybody. So that was something else. So I got strong memories about that and all these new buildings. So after graduating from Memorial in '63, the professor at that time was Professor Werner Bruckner. He was head of the geology department. And he urged me to continue with PhD studies. I should tell you, by the way, a little bit about Professor Bruckner. He was really an outstanding professor and head of department there. He was a Swiss geologist by background. He studied the Swiss Alps. And when he came in to give classes, a bunch of us there were listening to him. And he was talking about, he had a very strong, by the way, Germanic accent. Swiss German. And he used to talk about Fisch und Molas. And all the students thought he was talking about fish and molasses. So, but anyway, that's the type of person he was, okay? He gave encouragement to students, and he certainly encouraged me. So between the '63 and '67, I was fortunate to receive a Lord Rothermere Fellowship, and I carried out PhD research at Reading University, England, and that was a very, very happy, profitable period. I did a study of the coastline of North Cornwall, did mapping down there, and all my maps were eventually published by the British Geological Survey. So in '67, I was invited by the then president of the university, Moses Morgan, to consider applying for a position here, which I did, and I got accepted. So I joined the geology department at Memorial. Much later, Memorial's Earth Science Department, as it's now known, was later formed, and that's when the geophysics group within the physics department amalgamated with the Department of Geology. So it's now called the Department of Earth Sciences. So those geoscientists, geologists, geophysicists, among other things, they helped Paul Johnson in terms of the establishment of the Johnson Geocenter. In fact, I had one of the first meetings with Paul Johnson when he had this idea, okay, to set up a geocenter. At that time, Jurassic Park was on the go, and he was thinking having a big dinosaur museum, and I said, that's going to cost you a fortune. Why don't you do something, in fact, instead on the geology of Newfoundland, Labrador, and offshore? And after a considerable debate, that's what he did. So I was involved with him for many years after that, and helped out with a number of posters there. Now, when I was in Reading, and just before I came back home, in '65, there was a major conference in London put on by the Royal Society, and I got invited to that. And at that conference, there were geologists, geophysicists from all over the world, and to cut it short, this is when the theory of plate tectonics came about. What it boiled down to was that geophysicists in particular had done studies of all the ocean floors there. They used instruments to determine the magnetic fields. They discovered magnetic reversals. And in short, they were able to show, in fact, like looking at the Atlantic, that the Atlantic Ocean was gradually spreading, opening. So the basaltic crust was resting on an upper mantle, and below that was a mantle, probably very hot, and that was the driving force. There were convection currents from that were causing, in the case of the Atlantic to gradually open. It wasn't opening, it's not opening very much, only a matter of a centimeter or two per year. But one of the implications of that, if you try to do some simple calculations, if you go back 150, 200 million years ago, okay, the Atlantic had actually just started to form then, but the implications are that if you look at the Appalachian Mountains, which run from here, Newfoundland, right and down through to Alabama, have a counterpart in Europe called the Caledonides. They run through Britain and through Scandinavia and also through parts of Morocco. So at one time, okay, you had a colossal mountain range extending far and wide. So, but anyway, that plate tectonic theory was very important, because what happened years, I would say roughly in the 70s, it started to become widely accepted and practiced. Now, it also had a bearing there on the geological interpretation of the island of Newfoundland. It was discovered that modern plate tectonic movements have analogs in the distant past, and the same processes of seafloor spreading and continental collision created the island of Newfoundland. That was roughly 400 to 600 million years ago. So in conclusion, getting back to geoscientific research, Memorial University's contribution to geoscientific research has been outstanding, and certainly in the 70s and 80s and through the 90s, okay, fantastic amount of work, research was done. Now, a lot of discoveries were made, and as I mentioned previously, all these new discoveries present new opportunities. So for those that are thinking of going on doing research, keep that in mind. Opportunities can arise. And let me give you some examples. There's a lot of research done on mineral deposits in this province, and this is of great benefit, okay, to mineral and exploration companies, as well as to the province, the economy of the province. I had a young student there in one class, his name was Christopher Viskey, and he was always interested in maps. Anyway, he got involved in exploration, and together with his partner, Al Chislett, they were flying up near Nain, Labrador, and they were the ones that discovered the nickel, copper, cobalt deposits near Voisey's Bay, worth billions and billions of dollars, and will mean billions of dollars to this province's economy. Now, these minerals, nickel, copper, cobalt, okay, that he discovered, they were very important. They're part now really of the green movement, because these are the minerals that are used in electrification of vehicles, for example. So that's very important. The other thing about that operation up there, when it was taken over by Vale Newfoundland, I think they had over 500 employees up there, and about 50% of those were Innu and Inuit. So it meant a lot, okay, to the people living there. And not only that, a lot of the native or Aboriginal companies, okay, were given first priority in terms of work projects and so on. So that's very important there. Now, with respect to Newfoundland, there are numerous studies carried out, plate tectonic and carbonate platform origin of Western Newfoundland. And eventually this work, combined with the natural scenery of the region, led to the recognition of Grossmoor National Park as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so tourist potential. In '67, a young graduate student from Memorial, Shiva Balik Misra, discovered ediacarant fossils at Mistaken Point. And that was the start of something else. He had an assistant there, Paul Thompson. So they did this work at Mistaken Point. Shortly after I got in Memorial, he invited me to come down and have a look, and I make some suggestions for him. So he continued, and together with his supervisor, Michael Anderson, they did a lot of publications on that particular project. But it was realized, too, that certainly the Geological Survey of Canada realized that more work was necessary. So Dr. Harold Williams and myself were approached to do more geological studies there. So we spent several years mapping the whole area there and managed to put that in terms of some sort of sequence there to work out the geological history of the region. And then there's also further investigations in paleontology by paleontologists from other universities like Guy Nabran and Queen's University. And anyway, all of these studies led to the establishment of Mistaken Point as an ecological reserve, and eventually it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this has all kinds of implications as well. More recently, there were geological studies involved in geological studies of the Bonavista Peninsula, starting out in 1979, and between 2000 and 2006, former Memorial graduate student Sean O'Brien, Dr. Hans Hoffman, McGill University, and myself spent a number of years studying the area, particularly around Port Union, Catalina. And in 2003, Sean O'Brien found ediacarant fossils there. We found that the sequences there were identical to what you had at Mistaken Point. So that was a very important discovery. And then after that came more paleontological work. You may recall this work done by Oxford University paleontologists and Memorial paleontologists. And Amanda McCallum, a graduate from Memorial, her geology department, she was involved in putting the whole project together and submitting it. And all of this research led to the recognition of a UNESCO Global Geopark on the Bonavista Peninsula. So we have a number of UNESCO sites here in Newfoundland. So in summary, these are my observations and experiences, and also a few recommendations for you to consider. So I'd like to congratulate once again to each and every one of you. All the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much, Dr. King. Thank you, and thanks for all you've done and continue to do. So this is bringing us to the near the close or the end of our convocation ceremony. A few things I do want to say. I hear a lot in the news about what the future has to bring, and there's always pessimism about this and everything else. Coming here changes that in reverse. I believe, with what I've seen here through Memorial University, through the convocations, and in particular, the graduates that we have seen, we have an incredibly bright future in Newfoundland and Labrador. And I think that's right here. And to put it in my terms, we're in good hands. I do want to say thank you to the audience, the graduates, the performers, and believe it or not, there's probably 100, 150 people behind the scenes that's busy making this stuff all look natural. It's not. There's a lot of work. Can we have a round of applause for all those people? I have one last piece of advice for the graduates, okay? So, party tonight. Go and enjoy yourselves. Go out and probably get mom and dad, partners, supporters. Take you dinner. It's one last time anyway, why not? Go for it. You've earned it, you enjoy, and you really, this is a pinnacle of your education where you are today. Go and enjoy it. And you know, the second piece of that is be safe. Above all, be safe and look after yourself and look after your buddy. I want to end with this. Memorial University is our university. It's one of a kind, and we should all be very proud of what it has accomplished over its near 100-year history. Its impact is felt throughout the province and around the world through the dedication of students, faculty, staff, and alumni. Together, we are Memorial. And together, we'll make our university even better. I now declare Convocation closed. Stand if you are able while the procession exits the stage. Thank you.
Two Memorial University's first-year students have been awarded Canada's most coveted scholarships. Caleb Anstey and Silas Moore have been named 2023 Schulich Leader Scholarship recipients. A graduate of Prince of Wales Collegiate in St. John's, Newfoundland, Mr. Anstey is the recipient of an award valued at $120,000. A graduate of J.L. Isley High School in Spryfield, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Mr. Moore is the recipient of an award valued at $100,000. In summer of 2025, Memorial University will be a key player during the Canada Games. The St. John's campus will serve as the athletes' village, as participants will stay in residences and eat in the dining hall, be a venue for many of the sport competitions, host volunteers, supporting athletes, coaches, and managers, and provide health and wellness supports and social and entertainment zones.
wish I got the time. Say what you say, what you want about me. On a day like this, I swear nothing can hurt me. It's the best day, and I'm feeling fine. What can I say? I'm feeling fine. Only blue skies, no gray, and I'm feeling fine. 'Cause it's the best day, and I'm feeling fine. Tie up my laces, walk out the door, swing to the rhythm in my head. No destination, I'm searching for more, only looking up towards ahead. So say what you say, what you want about me. On a day like this, I swear nothing can hurt me. So say what you say, what you want about me. On a day like this, I swear nothing can hurt me. It's the best day, and I'm feeling fine. What can I say? I'm feeling fine. Only blue skies, no gray, and I'm feeling fine. 'Cause it's the best day, and I'm feeling fine. It's the best day, and I'm feeling fine. What can I say? I'm feeling fine. Only blue skies, no gray, and I'm feeling fine. 'Cause it's the best day, and I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling fine. Oh, yeah. I love it when you take me on your ride, and I love it when you get down low. I love it when we spend those summer nights. So can we do it again, yeah. I guess that's what you call elevation. Well then, this time tomorrow, please pick me up again. Hey, 'cause I think we got a little situation. Yeah, I'm trying to be calm, but I can't pretend. $1 million bills won't fit me. There's no circulation as fine as you. No bigger through than what you do to me. Say, yes please, what you need.